Today we have company, but I think we should put this down
We should
a
put
little.
this a little bit further down. And
Yeah, I don't think Benny. Wait.
yes.
No, she didn't. Benny didn't clean. I'm sorry. The lens as usual. Sorry, guys.
It's my fault.
Usual. Now.
Much better.
Ah, no fog. Eccoci. Look how shiny I am today.
My pretty sister.
This is Cristina. Cristina is one of our incredible chefs of Casa Local Aromas. And we're here today because we want you guys to meet her. To
meet her. Look. Well, no,
No,
don't
you
look
guys
yet.
can't see anything yet.
They can't see anything
So
yet.
the title of, gosh, I'll have to find the perfect. Okay.
Yes, you have to find the perfect spot. Okay.
The title of this video, of this
I would
live,
like. Okay.
is
Oh, help us.
Cristina and Italian Christmas pastry. So we're gonna go through that.
Chitala, but she's trying to cut me out. So turn it a little bit more. Thank
Okay.
you. I'm very Christmassy with my red sweater today and red lipstick.
Cristina. Cristina is Italian,
Yes.
not so fluent in English, but she has incredibly improved her.
No, you.
Allora, Cristina. So you should know that Cristina now, she just cooks all day, and she's one of those people that really enjoys cooking, unlike me.
No, and she's wonderful. I mean, everything
She's
that she
incredible.
does, besides being a great cook and everything, she also has a passion for making pastries.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's weird like my sister.
Allora, Cristina, let's start. She's a little nervous. Are you nervous?
No.
No. How can you? We're at home alone, and we're in her house. By the way, this is Cristina's house.
We just invaded her home. She even prepared tea for us. Since it's 5, it's tea for 2, for 3.
Allora, who's Cristina? Let's tell the family,
Who are you?
who is Cristina?
Ah,
It's a complicated question. I'll put tea in the
Yes.
meantime.
first, sorry for my English first. Then, who is Cristina? Cristina, who is a person that had a lot of life, different life.
Like cats.
Like a cat, yes.
Different lives.
Yes. And I love cats.
By the way.
I started when I was 20, and I started to become a secretary.
Okay.
So I work for 10 years like a secretary, and then I work in the airport.
I didn't know
I didn't
these
know that.
things. Yeah. I had no idea.
Come si dice, hostess di terra.
I don't think that's it.
She was like
A flight attendant, but on land. On.
she worked at the airport.
You work at
Yeah.
the airport.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
see.
yes. And then I have the passion for the aesthetic, and I begin to study to become a beauty therapist.
Wow.
Yeah, that's many lives, and so that's 3. Go.
In the meantime, I married
Okay.
in that period, and in the third years of my school of aesthetic, I was
Pregnant.
Pregnant.
yes, and the last year I go to school with the Valentina.
Oh.
Yeah.
You see working moms.
Yes.
Hard working moms. Yeah.
Yes. And then after 6 months, I opened my beauty center.
I didn't know. That. You see,
To
this
have
is
tea more often.
yeah. We have to have tea more often. Okay.
Into a sports center
Okay.
near my house, and I worked there for about 6 years.
Oh wow,
Yes.
that's a long time.
A lot.
Yes, I love to make massage, and I'm a specialist to make a lymphatic massage.
Oh, that's good to know.
Good to know,
Yes.
Cristina. Tomorrow we're all here, both of us.
And also a chakra massage.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow. I'm like shocked. I didn't know. I mean, I knew, but I never knew.
We heard about it.
And this love to work with my hands is transformed
Yes.
in another job, another life. Because in this period, I have my life change maniera drastica.
Drastically.
Drastically, yes.
Drastically.
Yes. Because my marriage finished.
Yes, Ed. That's Cristina telling
Yes,
her
Ed,
story.
Cristina.
You
Yeah.
met Ed.
Ah, okay.
You got divorced.
Yes, in 2014.
14.
Yes. And in that period, I closed my beauty center because I had the second child, Emanuele, that I now has, I don't know, dopo sanno quanti anni ho io.
You doesn't matter how many kids you have.
Non
We're
fanno i
almost
calcoli.
25.
She doesn't want you guys to know how old she is, but anyway. He's a teenager.
She's a teenager, punto.
And I decided to close my beauty center because my Valentina l'ho trascurata molto.
She wasn't
Very present.
very present as a mom for Valentina, so she
Yes.
decided to close her beauty center.
Yes, and I began to work with my ex-husband because he opened a bed and breakfast. So I work with him for the whole day because he was very vampire for me. Until 2014, when I divorced, mi sono trovata.
I found myself.
I found myself without husband and without work. And I say,
It happens.
What can I do for me? Because I cannot work. I passed 1 year very, very difficult, and I received some help from my friends because it was very, very difficult. But I was always the passion for the kitchen, and I began to cook and for a party. I began with 2 people that festeggiavano.
That
We're
were
celebrating.
That we're
Celebrate
celebrating?
50 years.
okay.
And then they passed me 40 people
Wow.
for a party, and then
That's the
'Cause you're good.
power.
yes,
That's the power of word of mouth.
yes, and I have lucky to have a beautiful home and a beautiful garden. So I organize this catering in my garden until 2019. I knew.
And we met her, you see, until...
And we've never let go of her.
Two angels.
20, 21, 22, 19. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
19?
19?
So late.
19, yes.
In 2019?
Sei sicura? Nel 2019?
Because it feels like we've
like
been
it's
family
like
since
forever.
forever.
Yes, yes.
And so that is when you started working with Local Aromas.
Yes. I was è poco dire felice. I was very, very, very happy to begin to work with them because for me it seems to ricominciare.
To begin.
Restart.
To restart my life and my job, and it was very happy to meet someone that believe in me. Detto bene?
Yes,
Bravissima.
and we believed in you more than she believed in
believed.
herself.
Yes.
It was just constantly saying, you're incredible. Well, because the first thing that Ben and I have always done, especially after, our experience with COVID, is the people that have to become part of our team and our family, we first look at their hearts.
And she has
And
a
then
heart.
their talents, because everybody can learn, but nobody can be an amazing person inside. And she is, I'm just amazing. She has such a good heart.
Thank you.
She has a good heart.
And when I have to do the cooking class, I was happy.
She was like overwhelmingly happy.
People happy, come si dice? Turisti felici.
Tourists were happy.
Yes, and che dire?
That's an incredible story.
Yeah.
You see, so many times in her ups and downs, and since we've met her, it's just reminding her what a strong woman she is. Because if you think about it, you have always pursued, hai sempre perseguito what you loved.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't have that courage.
Oh no.
And
a lot of
so
people
even
don't
if
have that
it's
courage.
always going uphill,
Sì.
Yes.
È sempre in salita.
but you always chose your passion over everything. And so that is something that I really appreciate, especially in women, because we are all full-time moms, full-time working moms, and it is not always
It's
as
not
simple
always
as
easy.
we always smile about. So that is that's an incredible story. Thank you for sharing.
Grazie.
E non ho finito.
Oh, she hasn't finished. Oh my gosh, what else happened? She hasn't finished. And I was just saying before, she's like the quiet one in the
She's
family.
very quiet.
Chi è?
Like I was always told when things did not work out. Oh yes, that's true.
That's true.
Ed ha detto, come gli è sempre stato detto, cioè una volta che si chiude una porta, si aprono portoni e finestre. Non si vede bene. Ok. Okay, let me excuse moi. Talk. Let me see.
È sfocato? Well, Benny's cat.
Better?
This is Benny's phone. So,
Better? Ah. Okay.
Okay. And 2 years ago, I began to work like Cesarina.
mm-hmm.
Cesarina is a community of home chef in all of Italy, from the north to the south of Italy, and we cook for the tourists our tradition. So I am Cesarina of Rome, and I cook the Roman cuisine. and my tradition of my family. And I have a third job. I'm in this period with the COVID. Mi sono riappacificata, come si dice,
I made peace with.
with my ex-husband.
See?
But we are not together. Just to work. And I open a home restaurant. And I cook for the guests of the bed and breakfast.
So she's always cooking.
She's always cooking. And
You turned a passion into
yeah,
a full-time job.
Yes.
that was a full-time job,
See.
cooking. And as I was saying before, like, look, this is a panettone that Cristina just made. She pulled it out of the oven, and she makes incredible things, many of which are
I think she's made them all.
she.
'Cause she's made that. She made that.
But that is not a nice word, Benny. Let's show.
Okay, show.
Now look, let's start. How do we do this?
It's difficult.
It's difficult, but we're gonna show you. Look. Let's start with with this. How many of you know what
This is.
this is?
No, put it further down. Okay, I'm gonna put this on here.
This is a Christmas. This is a typical Italian Christmas dessert that you will find all throughout December until like mid.
Yeah, it's starting to appear. Yeah, maybe it appeared 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna find it until mid-January.
Do you guys know what this is?
Let's see who knows what this is. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Now you see it. Valeria has to do a little bit of an addition, which is very important. This originated in Verona, which is in the northern part of Italy. And
Ed, wow. Pandoro.
Of course
Yes. Yes.
Of
And
course
look
he
how
knew.
you're supposed to have this.
go.
Look.
Deriva
Make
dal pane
it-
d'oro.
Make it. Ah sì, Pandoro. Perché è tutto. Ah, ok.
You see? This is how you are supposed to decorate it. And you see how it's a star shaped.
Oh, did you show them the?
I was gonna go get it, but since you're standing, you
I'll
can
go
go.
get it.
You see? It's like a star. So actually when you bake this,
Here.
you put it in this shape, which obviously Cristina has.
Of course.
So you actually bake it upside down, and the bottom is the top. And everything that we are having here, you can make at home.
See, you can make it at home. Cristina makes it at home.
You can make it at home and in our community and online school called Casa Local Aromas
We have the recipes.
for
Cristina made the
pandoro,
recipes of the Pandoro.
Yes.
panettone, and everything else we will be showing you. But like we always like to eat.
Well, of course. Wait, this wasn't.
Did you get napkins, Benny?
Of course not. Let me cut it this way. There. So this is simple. It has nothing inside.
And this is usually like kids' favorite. Like my daughter likes panettone. She doesn't love. No, I'm
No,
sorry, the other way
pandoro.
around. She loves pandoro.
You see, then you cut it out like this.
And look how it is on the inside. Tutta la fetta, Benny.
Oh, all of it you want?
No, show the entire thing. Do it nicely. Here, put that here.
It's not easy. There.
And the funny, usually like in families, we get in an argument because the best part is the top. So since we always slice it like this, according to the star, I'm gonna show it to you. You see how it is?
Here.
It has nothing
Inside.
It's just like a sweet bread. And so you see how the bottom part is usually like a little more cooked. We tend to cut like at least in 3 parts. But usually, at least in my family, we fight for the top.
Look, you see, I gave Cristina the top.
And so we usually give the top to somebody we really love.
Exactly, it's like
And
the
obviously
best
she
part.
didn't give it to me,
No.
but it's okay.
Can I have a little piece too?
Yes, get the bottom. Get the bottom.
I am not, I don't love pandoro, but I'm not a big dessert fan anyways. But pandoro's not my favorite.
Let me move this way.
Are you coming close to me? Mm-hmm. Wait.
Oh.
We're losing bits and pieces here. Thank God you have this. It's not excessively sweet.
No.
And as you can see, very simple. There's no frosting or nothing. It's just plain brown sugar, powdered sugar, confectionery sugar.
And you know how we have this obviously, like on Christmas, we eat this at the end of a meal. But pandoro and panettone is something that
Why is
you top better.
Okay.
But because it's not actually, it's just because the top part is the one that is cooked. Where's the shape? The top part is the one that is cooked at the bottom. And so this one is usually the one in the oven that cooks slightly more.
And now my sister, she was very elegant, and you see how she gently put the sugar on top, but this usually comes in a bag, and I usually pour the sugar inside and then you shake it. And it's just, the sugar gets...
But I was saying, you know how Italians have sweets? We have a sweet breakfast, and during Christmas, during the holidays, from the entire month of December, a lot of families have this for breakfast.
And when you have leftover pandoro,
Ah,
Cristina, what do you do with leftover pandoro?
quello che avanza.
If you have leftover, what do you make?
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu, you guys.
She replaces the cookie with pandoro dipped in coffee. It is...
Buonissimo.
And again, that recipe
We have it.
is in our online cooking school in Casa Local Aromas, because remember, if you were watching yesterday, I was saying that one of the 3 pillars of Italian cuisine is that we do not throw away anything. So if you have leftover pandoro, there are actually a lot of recipes that you can use it for. And the one is tiramisu made with pandoro. Now,
Vale, let's say bye to the pandoro. I will remove the pandoro. So,
gosh, this is my very first pandoro of the season.
yes, mine too. Mine too. Okay.
Number 2, panettone. Again, this is...
This I love. This is the classic panettone, because we're going with what's tradition. So this is the panettone classico, because now you find panettone stuffed with very particular... Vale, why you shut? You see she's such...
Every time she talks, I hide her.
Wait, Ed is writing. What's he writing?
I don't have my glasses.
favorite panettone. I know Ed.
I
mine
know.
too. Yes, I don't love pandoro. Panettone is good, and this is the classic one.
Okay,
Vale,
so
what do you want to show them? Okay.
Benny, you know, I'm a trained pastry chef. I pay attention to these things. Panettone, remember, so pandoro, you cook it in here, upside, well, it's interesting because people don't know the back.
No, that's true. That's true.
The
You're
behind
right. We're
the
sorry.
story.
We apologize.
Pandoro, you need this little paper thing, and it's a little more complicated. Cristina was saying to prepare, but you can prepare it at home. Yes. You put the dough in here and you put it to cook, and it gradually cooks like this.
And
when
then, what happens?
Devo dire, prendo le cose che non avevo messo sotto sopra.
Brava! Now, this is an industrial one,
Here's Christina's.
but very important.
Here.
See, no, but I usually find it, if you pay attention around the bag here, around this thing, this is industrial, but if you get like the artisanal ones, once this comes out of the oven, it has the dome will sort of implode when it's hot. So it needs to, brava, Cri, what a wonderful example. Obviously we're just showing you, but when it comes out of the oven, they stick something like this, and it has to cool down with head down. Okay?
The first time I saw it, I'm like, what are they doing? And obviously, Valeria, that's a trained pastry chef.
Obviously,
had to explain.
they don't have this thing go through it necessarily. They usually have like sort of like 2 forks like that. But you will see that in places that actually hand make it, and that is what Cristina did.
Here. You see, she's got holes here.
You see how she has holes here? And let's cut. We will not cut this because we know that Christina's kids are waiting for this.
Waiting for this, so.
And when you cut it, you just cut it through the paper. You know, you cut it with the paper.
Which you obviously don't eat.
Thank you for explaining that, Benny.
It's not edible paper. It's paper.
Yeah. So you just like sort of peel it out. And if you want to, Benny, if Benny's just watching, mi vuoi dare una mano perché non vedono bene?
I always have to do everything.
Yeah, right. You see? Once you get that, you just cut out the paper. And the traditional one has this. We can put it back. Okay. It's got raisins. And it's got, here, look, I'm just dissecting it for you. And it's got candied lemon zest.
And orange too?
Orange
Orange
zest,
zest.
sorry.
Orange.
And this is good.
You see?
I keep feeding Cristina.
And I'm having pizza for dinner tonight. Anyway. Again, this is not too sweet.
No, it's not too sweet. And the classic one is, personally, I think the best to go, because now you find it with limoncello filling and pistachio filling and chocolate and...
I love chocolate.
I know you love chocolate.
And you know how we serve it, not how we serve it, but like for Christmas dinner, we put, these come in a bag. Let me show you.
Che fa?
Dove vai?
Quantity of butter. When you wait, if you're buying the store-bought ones, they usually come like that in a bag. What we do, we place it over the heater.
See, that's true. You put it over the heater.
Just like in your home heater, you place it over so that it gradually just softens it. So when you cut it, it is just slightly warm. You don't have to heat this up.
No, but it just got that little lukewarm thing. It's just much better.
Yeah. These are little
tricks. Look how happy she is.
I get so
talking about
excited
dessert.
because I think, why am I like kneeling on the floor?
I don't know, because you sort of cut my head off.
Well, nobody cares. But anyways, the
That's true.
Italians can tell you that, but I don't know why people don't share the local insights. And so that is what we do in Casa Local Aromas. We're doing it now, but usually we pour this knowledge that is you just know if you're Italian.
We just know because it's part of our culture. So
Yeah, it's the little things that make a huge difference.
First,
No,
you already had pandoro?
I had the pandoro with the bell.
Mine has cherry inside also.
Okay.
I haven't opened it. Basta?
Anything else? Dobbiamo dire del pandoro? Del panettone?
No,
No.
che ha meno burro rispetto al pandoro. Sì.
So according to the recipe, they're all Cristina's recipes in Casa Local Aromas. She says that panettone has a little less butter in the recipe compared to pandoro.
And I think it's very good.
Then, this is fun.
Ah,
We're having a tea party
this
with
is
you
the
guys.
we're having a tea party. This is a classic because they also made a panettone without candied fruits. Okay. Now,
Why don't you do this?
let's clean up. Let's clean up.
Let's clean up.
Let's move the plate. What do we want?
I think we could go.
Torrone. Torrone. This is the white torrone. And this is the chocolate torrone. And Cristina, you prepared this too, right? We have the recipe to this in Casa Local Aromas. And this is, let me put this down so they're not going to be seeing your beautiful faces. This is mostly, not walnuts, what do you call
Egg
them?
whites,
Egg whites and
almonds.
almonds. Mandorle. Oh, can you?
It's the ones that if you go to mass in Catholic churches.
Church. Find can be so many. These you can find whole like that, but you can also find them individual and flavors.
And the individually wrapped ones are usually dipped in chocolate.
You know.
I condorelli.
Wow.
Now this is sweet.
This has pistachio.
Yeah, obviously.
Hazelnut is very sweet. Do you want the chocolate one too?
Yes.
Why are you asking?
Because I'm like,
Do you guys have any questions? Ask, because we have other things to eat. And the type of chocolate che è più gianduia, is what we call gianduia, which is basically, think about Nutella. It's a mixture of chocolate and hazelnuts. You mix them in a paste and you get what in Italy is called gianduia. So mainly the chocolate and butter. Yes. And butter.
for me, too sweet. Good?
They're very sweet.
Yeah.
Obviously, this could last like for a long time. Unless you have a very big family.
And this is a small one, imagine. I got the small one.
Ah.
Because then you also have much bigger ones. But this is on all the these are present on every table at Christmas.
Okay. I have something else to say. Wait. I need to.
Do you want more tea?
Magari,
Yes,
grazie.
thank you.
There. As you know, you don't even know what I'm gonna say.
I have absolutely no idea. I just wanted more tea.
As you know or you may not know, is that Italian cuisine does not exist. Now you're wondering why are you saying that?
See.
No. Mm.
Because in each region of Italy, you will find traditional pastries that in other regions in Italy you don't eat. Had you
That's
thought
true.
about that? So like in Naples, you would eat struffoli. In I can't come up with anything. Oh, in Rome we have something called pangiallo, which we don't have here. What you see here is sort of like used all throughout Italy. Panettone, pandoro, torrone, and these other things that we were going to show you.
These are a little bit more specific, but
This, yeah. I mean, though they were originated, pandoro in the north, panettone, Milano, it doesn't matter where, but it has become a tradition all throughout Italy.
it's the symbol of Christmas.
It's the symbol of Christmas. Then you have many others, other traditional desserts, Christmas desserts, like, and in our school we have struffoli.
Which are little tiny little
Fried.
small fried little tiny balls of dough that then have honey and a whole bunch of sprinkles on it. Colorful sprinkles.
So what we're showing you now is the typical Italian one. But we could go on and on and on talking about the local and regional Christmas desserts.
Even when I lived in Umbria, they had this dessert.
No, that was for Easter. What was it?
That's the snake. Maybe that was for Easter, the snake.
No, the red one. No, quello era quello rosso.
No, that's for Easter. Though we'll talk about that another time.
Go, Benny. Cheryl.
Had individual ones at my wedding as a place setting. Oh, that's so cool. Individual torrone. Cheryl
that's
said she
cool.
had individual torrone as a place setting on her wedding. That's very cool. That's very cute.
cool.
That's very cute.
It's very creative.
It is.
Now, what do you want to, let's go with,
Let's go with this one because I'm sure it's less savory than that one.
these cookies, which are also, Benny,
Let me show them like this.
these cookies, which are also in our online cooking school, are called ricciarelli. You see how they have, it's dusted with powdered sugar and it has these little cracks on it. It has this shape. And it's
The shape of a grain of rice. I did my homework.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
And it's made with, since you did your homework, with almonds.
Almonds. I was about to say it. Almonds, egg whites, and these are originally from Tuscany.
Siena.
Specifically, Siena, sì.
Our Mama Giuliana prepared them and put them in the online cooking school. And they sort of taste like amaretti.
They taste like amaretti and they taste like, what do you call it? The marzipan.
Yeah, well,
It's like marzipan.
yeah, but with flour and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, marzipan. If you like the flavor of marzipan, then you must learn to make these things here.
It has a strong flavor of almond.
No.
But I would also say almond aroma.
Fair. It's a little bit, but it's got the mascarpone bite to it.
Mascarpone.
No. The marzipan bite to it. I don't know if I like them,
I couldn't eat an entire package.
but maybe one. Fair.
But imagine after your huge meal. Again, this is not, you wouldn't have this for breakfast.
No.
It's an after, but I find it perfect. Wait, I know you're gonna say some liquor or some wine.
Yes, I
find
was.
it perfect, for instance, with a nice cup of espresso after you eating a heavy meal. I like to have something sweet with my coffee.
I was gonna say with a little bit of sweet wine, like Vinsanto or something sweet. Even though it's sweet, I think it would compensate.
But you wouldn't dip it.
No, these you don't dip. No, it's not bad. And I mean, both of these things. Now I don't remember the exact dates, but we're talking about these are things that have a couple of hundreds of years of history behind it. So it's not nothing. It's not new. It wasn't invented yesterday. These are things that have been in our tradition for many, many, many years. The history of this one, I read it, but I honestly don't remember it. but it goes back to actually thousands of years. Yeah.
Centuries and centuries, as
See, as most of our
usual, as
traditions.
most of the traditional.
I'm curious to try that one.
Go on.
But you
Very,
know what?
very-
It's sweet, but it's pleasantly sweet. It doesn't persist
It
in your mouth.
lives-
It's heavy. Yeah.
Yeah,
leaves
it
a
leaves
very.
a nice and pleasant.
These are
aftertaste.
also very elegant. If you an idea, if you can individually wrap them, right, and just make little packages and donate them as gifts. It's like a great do-it-yourself Christmas
Qualcuno mette
gift.
anche l'ostia sotto.
See,
You guys never told us. Is that how you call it? The host,
you know when you go to mass in the Catholic, they give you the when you go to mass and you do your
which
communion,
represents bread. How?
which represents
Cheryl, please.
help, help. The
And that is actually something that we will be doing. Today is Sunday, like every Sunday in our community in Casa Local Aromas, we go live. We do a live training. And today it will be about
Hey,
Cheryl, host,
host.
wafer.
Wafer.
Okay.
Yeah, host wafer. Okay. So this has the host on top, and some of them make it here too.
And if you actually
Grazie.
thank you, yeah, because we are not always as prepared as we should. But imagine making these things at home, and they become an incredible gift. So our live today in Casa Local Aromas, our training will be just giving ideas of things that you can make homemade, liquors, cookies,
And more.
and more. So when
I'll be making the and more.
when Mama Giuliana in Casa Local Aromas created this recipe, then she got like this little paper and she packed each one in like a little candy, as a candy. So imagine just going home to a friend, to a dinner party or something, and you just give a few of these as a gift. I think that handmade, homemade,
It's very
always
special.
yeah, it's very, very special.
Tu questi li hai fatti mai?
sì.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay, one thing with Cristina is that whatever recipe, whatever dish you say, have you ever made it? Of course I make it all the time. Like even the weirdest, like
Well,
the most,
we even have the recipe for the maritozzo.
yeah, maritozzo con la panna. Well, it's not a Christmas thing, it's a
No.
Roman thing. But her answer is like, of course I make it always. So sometimes I say, please adopt me.
And if she's never made it, she'll just, do it, go out, buy the ingredients and make it.
Like she did with panettone, as if it's something that you would do on.
Basta. Let's go with this one.
This is, look, it's like a little cake.
It's heavy. The bottom has a host.
Now we know what it's called. Do you guys know what this is? It's from
This is actually a very famous dessert from a town in Tuscany called Siena, and it's also an IGP.
Anyway, you guys know? Just let's give them 30 seconds. What do you think our last one is called? The clock ticking.
Excuse her.
Come.
Okay, well,
Oh,
Cheryl.
Cheryl, you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
it, of course.
Yes.
Panforte.
Do I have to get up?
Strong bread. Yes, it's
Because it's very strong.
And this also has an incredible history, as most of our
Mi
traditional.
avete fatto ingrassare 1 chilo stasera.
Ma che mangiavo? Mezza cosa. Wow, this is.
Now around here you've got paper, no? It's paper, which you do
Sì.
not eat. But the bottom host, obviously you do.
Paper?
Faglielo
Sicura?
mettere-
Non è ostia?
No, it's paper. Fagli
No.
vedere più da
bottom?
vicino.
Sì, prepara.
Look. You see?
Benny, what does it have inside?
It has almonds, lemon zest, orange zest. I don't know.
And lots of honey.
Lots of honey.
And she never cuts a piece for us.
Well, wait. You told me to show them. I was going to cover.
Yeah. Tieni?
Here.
And let's do a little tasting for you guys. It's something.
Cannella e chiodo di garofalo.
It's something that
Spices.
kids would not enjoy, I think, unless they're very adventurous. It does have a very strong personality. It
But
tastes
it's
like
not-
dried fruits.
But it's not as sweet as torrone, even though it's got a lot of dried fruit.
I taste a flake. I taste something. Let me think. Let me go see.
Buono.
Almond cake with candied fruit.
Candied fruit, yeah. Almond cake with candied fruit. Mostly.
But I taste something.
The margherita. Because up until back in the days it was something that only noble, the clergy, and very, very rich people were able to purchase, because it was made, with candied fruits, with a lot of pepper, with a lot of spices, all things that back in the days were very, very, very expensive.
Scorze d'arancia,
So orange,
Melone.
zest,
cedro,
cider, melon,
arancia, melone e cedro. Sciroppo,
Melone.
Melone. Sì, mandorle,
almonds.
a little bit of flour.
Yeah, it's very chewy. It's very chewy.
Very chewy.
It's not like anything that we've had until now. This is very chewy. And this also usually is on the table after a Christmas meal, and you usually have all these things out.
You lay it out like after a meal when, traditionally at Christmas, especially if you have a large family, you're going to start playing card games. They're typical card games that we play, or tombola. Oh, we should have a tombola.
We should.
We'll think about it.
Are you ready? Okay.
Okay. And these are all things that you just keep on the table. We also traditionally just set on the table walnuts, whole walnuts, and figs.
And figs, and
that's
dried
something that we
figs.
have to put in our school.
Sì.
The dried figs with the la foglia di alloro.
With
Con
laurel
dentro
leaves.
la noce? No, che ci mettono dentro?
Non lo sapevo.
Sì, sì. Foglie d'alloro, figs with laurel leaves.
And I think it's a walnut inside.
Yeah, but we have to look into that. I don't remember.
So you see, in Italy, every time there is something to celebrate, obviously our celebrations are Catholic celebrations because that's the main religion, but they're very rich. Everything festive is overly, honey and almonds and dried and candied fruits. That is just the style. Fried. That's how the tradition started, and it was a moment of
Joy.
and celebration. So we find joy and celebration in what we eat.
A lot.
A lot. And so that is what
and so I mean these two are things that you find. The first three are the things that you're going to see on every table. But a pimpa forte ricciarelli also.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty standard. Then, as she
this
said,
is more on the Tuscan side.
Sì. Actually, it's good. Do you want another piece?
Yeah, small though. Do you guys have any questions?
Here, is this small enough?
As we always ask, do you guys have access if
Sì.
you didn't want to make them?
Do you find these things back home? Are they easily No, I think I'm
Yeah.
pretty much sure. I mean, these are not as specifically and regional as many maybe other things are.
The paper.
No,
Oh.
Sicuro che carta? Sì.
sì, newspaper. Now when you go around, you see all these things. I mean, when I went to the supermarket, it was like packed.
Yeah, and obviously they got very creative. I've seen a panettone, spritz panettone flavored,
Are you serious? Oh, that's disgusting.
and so they get very. They put creams and they put limoncello. They put a whole bunch of things.
Pistacchio.
Yeah, it's to us.
No,
You know, keep it
Classic.
simple and classic. That is the real thing.
less is more. Sì.
Less is always more.
This was a good sugar rush. My favorite, pandoro. No,
Panettone.
panettone. Yours?
My favorite. Now that I just became an adult, I also like panettone. As a child, I would only go, just like my daughter, for pandoro.
Also for me. My
Pandoro?
pandoro.
I love pandoro. Yeah, her pandoro's good.
But if still now, if I were to choose, if I had to choose between one or the other, I would go for pandoro.
No.
And also because I see it as an edible Christmas tree, because then we serve it in a special way, and
We make it look like a Christmas tree.
we make it look like a Christmas tree, and I just find it very festive, and I like it.
See, it is. I agree, but I still like panettone better. and and so yes, even though I personally would, but I don't bake, and I mean, I rarely bake. I'm more into savory things, but knowing and making these at home is a real treat.
Cheryl,
Pandoro and panettone are available now. Ah, okay, just now. See, no, but I'm sure you can find it.
well, it's, we don't have Thanksgiving, so obviously everything until you're in the U.S. is, it's Thanksgiving
Why?
oriented.
Why is the shelf life so long on them?
Why?
It's the shelf life. Perché la data di scadenza è così lunga? I mean, go check how much the shelf life is.
Well, the shelf life is because it is also packaged in a plastic bag, so it does not. These are like if you buy the industrial ones, then they have.
Only until here. This one expires in March.
March?
3 months.
So the panettone, Benedetta was just checking. The panettone has a 4-month shelf life, and the pandoro sta sotto. Bene, te l'ho messo lì sotto. Dove hai preso quello?
Both expire in April of 2023.
They both expire in April, and they were probably made over a month ago. The industrial ones.
Sì.
I-
Oh yeah, the industrial ones.
Every year, with my husband likes to taste a very high-end,
Very
handmade panettone or pandoro. And so last year we tasted one from this. He's like the pastry chef in Italy called Eugenio Massari, and
I don't like pandoro. That the pandoro was, wow. I mean, it had the vanilla bean. It was just like
C'ha
spectacular.
tutti I libri.
yeah, of course, Cristina said she has all his books, and like his pandoro does not last for other. I mean, you eat it immediately, but it's 1 month and that's it. So obviously, industrial always lasts longer.
See, I mean, I'm sure that the I'm sure that the ones that anche quelli. Yeah, if they're industrially made, they last longer. Well, 4 months is 4 months is long.
4 months is long, also because usually, once the Christmas, the holiday vibe ends, it's
We're
just
gone.
you've had so much of it after for such a long time, not a long time, for a month, but you've had a lot that you're just happy to just stop.
And I would say we sort of stop eating all this Christmas desserts around after the 6th of January.
Okay, that's interesting. Let's talk about the dates.
Go, talk about the dates.
You know, in Italy, traditionally, I want to go down because if not, you can't see me.
Ah, mi butto per terra pure io.
Let's all sit on the
Huge
floor.
couch, beautiful couch.
So, how do we celebrate Christmas in Italy? There are 2 dates. On the 24th is Christmas Eve, and we have a Christmas Eve dinner, traditionally. I'm speaking generally. And in Christmas Eve, for the dinner, we tend not to eat meats.
Meats, we don't eat
So
meats,
everything is fish-based. So like you can have fish stuffed ravioli, whatever, but there is no meat. Yeah, you eat a lot of smoked salmon mousses. We love mousses and things like that. So for Christmas Eve, it's fish and it's dinner. On Christmas Day, the celebration is a very late lunch.
Yes.
But it's about like a 2 p.m. sort of experience. That's when, if you have a big family, and that is when you have rich, meaty dishes. So you would have lasagna, tortellini,
Arrosto.
Yeah,
Like-
roast meats, viteltonné. Yeah, it's rich.
It's rich and it's all meat
And
based.
at the end, all of these kind of dessert.
Always.
Cake, yes.
Yes, always. Then you have like this little window until New Year's Eve.
See.
A very traditional New Year's Eve meal is lentils.
But that's not a meal. That's eaten at midnight
Yeah,
mostly. Lentils and capone.
capone. Yeah, in the broth.
Yes,
Sì.
the broth though. The broth.
And capone, but also for the 25th.
Sì.
Capone.
Sì, capone. And when we went to Modena 2 weeks ago, we had tortellini in capone broth.
Così erano loro.
The tortellini were closed with
They did not
they're
pinky. It was
pinky.
just wow with capone broth. Very
And
good.
if you guys behave, maybe we'll show you how to make tortellini. Just if you behave.
She's nasty.
And so for Christmas, for il Capodanno,
Well, for New Year's, everybody does pretty much whatever they want. But you always have cotechino with lentils. Always cotechino.
What is cotechino?
Cotechino is, imagine sort of like a salami that is cooked. So it's pork. It's a whole bunch of pieces of pork that then is cooked. It's very rich. It's very fatty, and it's served on a bed of lentils.
because lentils.
Lentils equals money. So the more lentils you eat, the more money you're going to be making the next year. So everybody picks out on lentils.
Right. And obviously with this, and then our holidays close on the 6th of January when Benny
Bescilla.
No, the story is
Drunk?
No, I just think I had to. No, in Italy, well, in the rest of the world, and religiously, you celebrate the 3 kings. But for some reason, I don't know why, in Italy,
Eccola.
we have this.
Prendila,
this
she has
horrible-
it.
Why do you have it? Why does Cristina have this in your living room? Cristina, please explain. You have this horrible old like woman,
Befana.
and she flies around in her broom and leaves kids candy. Now, why do you
No,
have
gives
this?
kids, if they've been good candy, if they're nasty, that gives them. Like her eyes.
You have
Cheryl
one,
has
Cheryl.
one.
And so in Italy, when you're really ugly, la befana, when you're really ugly,
They say.
they say that you're a befana. So that's why I was saying
That's
that
why she
Benny,
said I was
she's
like
busy on the
Befana.
6th, flying over and leaving and leaving coal or candy to kids.
Sister love.
Dopo ci spieghi perché c'è questo in salotto. Now, why you didn't put it now? You see, she doesn't have a Christmas tree yet, but she has the Befana. So on the 6th and on the eve of the 6th, we like kids hang stockings.
See, hoping to get candy and stuff like that.
And I remember once, so they have like these coal-looking candy, and once I just put one in my son's bag when he was small, just as a joke, but he didn't find it very funny. He was crying and crying. He was like, I behaved.
And in some piazzas, take away this panettone
Vedi?
from me.
Oh,
Hai visto? Zitta zitta.
And in some piazzas, they have they organize. I think even in Piazza Navona, like the firemen, they organize this. They dress up as the Befana and they fly down and they start giving candies to bypassers and to children.
Yeah.
In Todi they did that too.
Yeah?
She would fly down and basta, and then you take down your Christmas tree and
Until-
that's
Yeah, it's like the beginning of the year is, and then you've got Easter. So it's just like until Easter, and then you're like, okay, then that's it. The summer comes, but it's just a constant. Every 2 months we have to.
And then every single holiday has its desserts and traditional dishes. So for Easter we have a whole bunch
Pastiera.
carnival. See, and so it's a torture. It's
Yeah.
and the great thing is that all of these have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of history. So they're very us.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? You pastry chefs? You pastry snobs?
Pastry snobs.
Yes. She's a pastry snob. And Cristina's a pastry snob too. Not as bad as Valeria, but
But the difference is that she bakes everything. I don't.
she eats.
I eat. Yeah. Well, I think
These three
we did show and tell a lot as usual. We enjoy having, sharing with you guys things that you would not otherwise know. This is how you you eat it with your hands. Benny is ripping it. She is actually ripping it with her hands.
The top, I love the top. Basta. Okay.
So this is day 4, and if you want to learn more about Italy's traditions and actually enjoy them at home, because you don't necessarily have to buy them, or if you can't get access to it, you can make it at home, because we will be in our online cooking school of Casa Local Aromas. In the description, you can find the link to learn more about it, and if you feel that it's something that you would enjoy being a part of and it resonates you, then you get a lot of us.
A lot of us.
All the time. Which is, I think it's something good.
I think it's good.
I think it's good.
I agree.
Cristina, thank you so much. I mean,
Thank you to you.
I didn't, first of all, for inviting us,
For
and then
inviting
for sharing your story. Very inspiring. I think it's a very, very inspiring story. Okay, Benny, since you are the closest one, you have to click on the X.
Mangia.
Where is the X? Okay, here it is. Mwah!
We will see you tomorrow for day 5 of
And
our.
for those of you that are in Casa Local Aromas, we'll see you tonight.
We'll see you tonight.
Mwah. If not, we'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Ciao, ciao.
Are you sure you want to